We'll start off with the game on Saturday against Prescott. It was a really, really tough game, and we won 1-0 luckily. Well, not luckily, but how did you think the performance was, and how did you rate it overall?
I don't know because I wasn't there. But listen, I know obviously we've had a chance to watch it, and I've got all the feedback from the staff, and it was one of them games really. We know how good Prescott are going to be because they're not a surprise package because they've got some good players, and when you look at how people have recruited and the sort of players they've brought in over the summer, and we keep tabs on as many clubs as we can, we knew there'd be a good test. Look at the side, they've done Trafford home and away. They've beat Tadcaster, they've beaten a few others that we expect to be strong, so we knew it'd be tough. They're quite a young, fit, sort of athletic team. Almost a typical Scousers as well. You know what you're going to get when you play a Prescott or a team from that part of the country. So I thought we dealt with a lot of that well, and Talanis took his goal well. And listen, for us it doesn't really matter how you win the games as long as you're getting the points at this point in the season. That was where we let ourselves down on Tuesday. But in terms of getting the points and keeping that home record alive, which is a nice thing for us to have won 5 out of 5 at home, it was a positive result.
I know, obviously, as you touched on it, a bit of a lesser note. We looked like we were struggling on Tuesday. We were playing some really good stuff, and it kind of messed up a little bit towards the end. Why do you think that happened? How do you think we can fix it?
We beat ourselves, is what we did. Clitheroe didn't beat us, and that's no disrespect to them because they've got some fantastic players. Kurt Willoughby, for me, their number 9, is one of the top 3 strikers in the league, without any doubt for me. He's a very good little player. But we've tortured them for 20 minutes, and I mean tortured them. We could have scored 5. Tom Greaves has a header, Sammy cut hits the post, there's another chance, back post early on, and it wouldn't have been inconceivable for us to be 4 or 5-0 up after 20 minutes. The problem is then, if you make one mistake, it changes the game. So it's all well and good saying we were fantastic for 20 minutes, but we hadn't put the game to bed, and then we switched off and we conceded a really sloppy goal, which has really frustrated us and annoyed us. And all of a sudden you go in at half time, and instead of cruising at 3-0 or 4-0, you're in a game. At 2-1, you're in a game. And although I thought we applied ourselves well at the start of the second half, I thought we went out well again. We had a couple of chances. I think Sammy Coates had a header at the back post. We've had one just blazed over from sort of 8 yards. We've done all the right things, and a mistake again. And it's 2-2. And then the whole atmosphere changes, the whole mentality. It's football, that you see it in so many games. But I was sort of left scratching my head again because I left Kendal and I wondered how we hadn't won at Kendal. And I've left Clitheroe wondering how we haven't won at Clitheroe. But the fact is, we've played those 2 away games and got nothing. So there's some really harsh lessons to be learnt there. There's no doubt we've got a very good set of footballers here. But the mentality's got to be right. And the mentality in the dressing room is fantastic, but that has to replicate on the pitch as well. And you've got to have that killer instinct sometimes, and that's what let us down on Tuesday. And it'll take some getting over that. There'll be some sulking done, or there has been some sulking done. Tonight gives us a chance to get it out of our system. The way to get it really out of your system is to go and beat Bamber Bridge on Saturday.
How did the lads react to it at the weekend? Were they down in the dressing room?
Well, Tuesday, yeah, they're good, yeah. And you can see them, you can visibly see them disappointed. I mean, Kendal, I felt for Tom Brooks because he's missed a chance from 6 yards in the 94th minute again, Kendal, to take a point, which would have been absolute value for. And the lad was gutted. And again, the lads they're gutted. Well, that's a good thing. You want them to be disappointed if they weren't bothered. Listen, I've been in a Rammy dressing room when lads weren't bothered. It's not, and you're looking around thinking, this is going to work me for days or weeks or months. I'll remember that for ages. But we've got a set of players here who are bothered. They are disappointed, and that's a good thing, especially if they can transfer that into a positive performance on Saturday. Sorry.
I think we're starting to see a little bit of a trend. We're performing really, really well at home. We're performing well away as well, but we're just not picking up the points. Do you think that's a mentality thing within the players, and how can we, fix that?
Well, we've just had a meeting in there. We've just had a bit of a meeting. We like to speak to players. We like to get their views and opinions on what we're doing as well. And I'd say 90% of what we do is bang on, but that little 10%, those margins are the difference away from home. We've got to make sure we get that right. I think first and foremost, put it into context here. This time last year, we played 10 games. We had 8 points. We were 15th. We've got 17 points after 10 games, and we're 6th in the playoffs. So, not a bad start. I've just said in there, the best thing for me is that we know we've got a good set of lads, a good group, and we're confident in our ability. We've still got a way to go. We've still got things to improve upon. So if we can be 6th and be disappointed about being 6th, that's a good thing. The job now is to correct those errors and go again and make sure we go on a little run now and put ourselves back up where we think we should be, which is at least where we are, if not better.
We made a huge signing with Tom Greaves earlier in the week. He's dual registrated, so what's the plan there? Does he train with us during the week? How often will we see him in the
It's up in the air a little bit at the moment. I mean, the plan was always that he was going to play for us on Tuesday. The plan right now is that he's actually going to be involved in their squad for the FA Cup on Saturday. We've got a little bit, not negotiating, but a little bit of clarification to seek from that. And then we sort of go from there, really. I maybe expect him back with us on Tuesday. I don't know. We've got a registered very good player, a top player. And he showed it on Tuesday. The only thing that he missed on Tuesday was a goal because he had two headers which are good chances and he'll be disappointed about them. But his movement's fantastic, his work ethic's top class. He's a great striker. I think he's been the runner-up in the Evo Stick Player of the Year about 4 times. So, you know what I mean? He's great at this level. Still only 31. There's no age really for a striker. So we've got a good player. How much we'll get to utilise him, we just need to see how that goes. He wants to play games, and we want him to play games at Ramy. He obviously knows some of the lads already, but the parent club is FC United, so we're sort of bound a little bit by their requirements from him as well.
Going out of the club, we saw Aaron Fleming leave the club. Was that just because he's struggling with game time and he's
he couldn't get any game? I mean, I feel for Aaron. He's a good little player. I like him, but he came in with a 3-match ban, which meant that over from last year, so it meant he wasn't going to play in the first 3 games. We started really well, so he struggled to get in from there, and I suppose that the nature of non-league football is that players' desire and commitment wanes a little bit when they're not playing, so he stopped attending the odd training session, and then I suppose it's a bit of a slippery slope for any player from there. If you're not committed to us, then there's probably only going to be one outcome in the end. So yeah, it's a shame. We purposely built quite a big squad in the summer, and there may be 1 or 2 that aren't here for an awful long time, but that's not from the fact of us not wanting them, but I appreciate players want to play football, so there's some management to be done in terms of expectations and making sure lads are getting what they want. And if not, I'm not in the habit of standing in anyone's way from going and playing football, and it was the same with Aaron. We released him with no qualms or arguments really, and he's gone on to another club from there.
Lastly, what can the fans expect from the boys this weekend against Bamber Bridge? Is it going to be, trying to get their own back after Tuesday?
Well, they can expect what is our minimum expectations, which is hard work, graft, not to be outworked by any team in this league. And to be fair, I think the only team that's outworked us this season is Mossley, and we got what we deserved at Mossley, which was nothing. But they'll get blood, guts and thunder, there's no doubt about that. We want to maintain our record at home. We think we've got enough quality to score goals. We've got to stop them going in the other end because we're conceding too many. But we think we're putting some adjustments in place to try and do that. So they'll see a performance to be proud of. I know they will. Whether that transpires into points, that's the key for us, and we've got to try and make sure that happens on Saturday.